All right, listen. So once you've repaired your credit, you've built your credit, you got your 10 positive accounts, you removed all the negative student loans, collections, all that, whether you got with CAP to do it for you or you did it yourself, now we want to focus on funding because we got a perfect credit profile. We added our trade line, we're ready to go apply for stuff. But what do we actually apply for? We want to apply for specific credit cards. And CAP has a specific credit card sequence that we do that allows you to really get the best funding. The best funding meaning the best approvals. Because when we talk about credit and leverage, we talk about things like manufacturer spending. Let me talk about manufacturer spending real quick. If you don't know what manufacturer spending is, it's basically turning credits to cash. The reason why we want to do manufacturer spending is because it allows us to meet our sign-up bonuses very easily. If you don't know what a sign-up bonus is, it's basically when you get a credit card and they're like spend X amount of dollars and you get like $300 or something like that. With the American Express Business Platinum card, you're supposed to spend like $15,000 and then you get $150,000 at 150,000 points, not $150,000. 150,000 points is basically like $1,500 or more, something around there. But the thing with manufacturer spending is you're spending money, but you're not spending your own money. So once we have access to the information and understand manufacturer spending, we know that we can go spend that $15,000, not spending it technically, and we get free $1,500. So this is why credit literacy is very, very important, because you want to be doing manufacturer spending. If you've never heard of manufacturer spending, you need to go to my YouTube. I have a playlist of almost 200 videos over there on manufacturer spending. So I'm not going to get into it here, but the resources are out there, my podcast, all of that. So we have our perfect credit profile. We want to basically get personal funding, which is personal credit cards, if you want personal loans or whatever. And, just get to the next level so that we can get the best business funding. The personal credit is the foundation so that we can get the business funding. And the thing with funding, like I said, you've got to know the right credit cards to actually get because there's so many credit cards. So the next question is, what credit cards should I be getting? Like I said, CAP, we have personal funding services, but I understand that everybody can't afford personal funding services with us because the fact of the matter with our funding is that we charge a 10% success rate for what we get you. And on average, minimum we're going to get you approved for on the personal side is $50,000. So what's 10% of $50,000? $5,000, just to get funding with us, which is why what I've done now is we have a resource sheet that shows the exact data points that I use to get $70,000 in personal funding. And you can purchase that. For a cheaper discounted rate. So if you're at the funding level and you don't want to go through CAP just because, it can be expensive, you can definitely get that resource sheet for super cheap. It's going to be something like, not as bad as $5,000, maybe like $2,000, $3,000, something like that, right? Maybe I'll even offer a discount, who knows, right? So if that's something you would want, then definitely get in contact with me because you got to look at it as, if you have a resource sheet with all the data points I entered to get $70,000, that's a really good investment. Because at the end of the day, if you go through us, you're going to be spending at least $5,000 regardless because, we're going to get you at least $50,000 in approvals, 10% success rate. So with funding, I want y'all to prioritize and understand that you want to apply for the best cards, the specific cards. And we actually have an ebook, credit card funding secrets, that allows you to know the best cards that we recommend applying for. It doesn't have the data points. The resource sheet has the data points because, that's the real sauce. But you can definitely go and get that as well. I think I've covered different credit cards I like on the podcast as well. So once you have that credit profile, you want to leverage it to actually get that funding. Once you get that funding, the main thing we want to understand with the whole fact of how to start a business for free, you want to apply for cards that have that 0% interest rate for like 6 months, 12 months, and all that. 0% interest for like 12 months. Let's say you get a $10,000 approval. You do the tactics of manufacturer spending. You take the money off that credit card, right? The $10,000. You go invest it into an income producing asset because we're not going to invest in something that's not going to make us money, right? So tap into more information if as far as what to actually invest in. We have all the resources as far as the podcast, YouTube, and everything. Take the $10,000, go invest in what you need to invest it in, and then you're only going to be paying like 1%. That's going to be your minimum payment. So 1% of that is like $100 a month. By the time you've invested in what you've needed to invest it in, you're able to already make the money back. So you get in good debt initially, and then you make your money back, and then you're paying back down your debt, and then you're eventually in the green, right? When you're getting into business, 0% interest credit cards are the best thing you could possibly get. This is why it's very, very important to be leveraging your credit. Manufacturer spending, starting your business for free. Let's say you want to be an author, starting your business for free. Let's say you want to do Airbnb, starting your business for free. Any business you want to start, you can start it for free through credit. But the basics is really understanding the literacy. What makes up a credit profile? What unique data points you need to have a perfect credit profile? Perfect credit profile limiting the likelihood of denials. Understanding how to go get that $70,000 in personal funding, right? Approvals. Once you get that $70,000, you got $70,000 in capital. Now you can go invest that into something. Now you got the $70,000 in your personal. That's going to influence your business funding, right? You're going to get a lot of business funding. You can go get $50,000 at least per LLC. So these are the things you got to understand. And this is why I wanted to put out the CAT credit literacy course, just to get y'all started. Because if you want to go deeper, we got more resources for that. But, that's something I want y'all to keep in mind when it comes to funding.